What's up, guys? Welcome back to Motivate with Thomas. Thank you guys for joining me back for a second episode. Let me just start off by saying I'm very appreciative to the support I got from the first episode. That really tells me that, people are looking for, a voice, just someone to help them along and maybe, just give them a little motivation in their life. So thank you guys for showing your support, and I hope you like this second video. Today we're going to be talking about something I have struggled with a lot in my personal life. It's something I feel a lot of people struggle with, especially when it comes to pursuing your goals and your aspirations in your life. And that simply, guys, is just overthinking, overcomplicating. That's something that we all struggle with. We all have these goals in mind, but then we start thinking about everything that goes with it. We overcomplicate it in our heads, and a lot of times that can deter us from doing what we really want to do. For instance, this video, I said in the last one that I have a microphone, that I have a setup and everything. This is kind of like a mini setup, but like I do have the microphone. I'm probably going to use it at a later date, but for right now, like I just said, I'm not going to overcomplicate it. I'm going to keep this simple. I do have a tripod this time, which is nice that I won't be holding my phone the whole time. So we're just gonna, and I'm probably gonna keep evolving as far as these videos go and production value of them or whatever, but right now it's just about us talking. So something I come across with a lot with my friends, and this is something I ask them every time, we get together, like where they're at in their lives, and often I ask them what it is that they ideally want to do, like if you could do anything. And very rarely is it anything that they are even remotely doing now, or they're not even taking steps towards that thing. And I ask them why, and they start listing off a list of things they would have to do and things they'd have to get done, and they overcomplicate it in their head. The thing I don't get is if you really want something, if you find something that you truly want, then you're gonna start taking those little steps towards it. And it's not that people don't truly want those things, but they don't look at the first step. They look at the first 100 steps. And looking down a long road is very deterring. Instead of just starting to take one step and then the other. You guys hear this all the time, that it's just one little step. So something that I want to challenge you guys at home, and you can do it absolutely today, right here in this moment, is first of all, think of something that you really want to do. It doesn't even have to be like a career choice or something. Maybe just something you want to get more acquainted with, whether that be learning another language or maybe getting into shape. Just start writing that stuff down, and then think of the most minuscule thing, the smallest thing you could possibly do to start progressing in the direction you want to go. Just think of the smallest thing, like if it's getting into shape, literally start with one push-up a day and then see where that takes you. But those little steps are going to start growing as you become more confident in what you're doing. But you have to be willing to take those first little steps. I have this talk often with my brother too, because like me, he's someone that overthinks things a lot. And like I said, I have struggled with this personally, and so has he. And it's good that we have each other kind of bounce that off of. But I see it, it's a lot easier to see it in somebody else. So when I talk to my brother, I see like he has all these plans, and then he starts mapping them all out, and he's got them all mapped out, and it's daunting. It really is. And to look at like everything that you have to get done for whatever it is you want to do, instead of just starting to do it and then figuring it out as you go along. It's a lot easier to start building on something if it's already moving, if that makes sense. I personally, like I said, in my life, especially in my gymnastics career, I would constantly overthink what I wanted to do. I'd be thinking about my nationals when I just got done with a season, and that's usually 8 to 10 months down the line. And it would make me miserable. I would find myself really down in the dumps, and I even sometimes still do it today, though I've gotten a lot better at just letting those things go. is just start taking those little steps, or take a big step. I'll tell you about a big step that I took, which is when I was done with college and I was done with gymnastics. I felt lost and I didn't know what I was doing. One thing I knew is I loved performing, and I knew that I wanted to perform in some way, shape, or form. And a job randomly came up. Now I'm living in Arizona at the time. This job randomly came up in South Carolina, just from like an old teammate that was sending out, texts about job openings at the show he was working at. Now, I knew nothing about the show. I had absolutely zero clue what it was. All I knew is that I would be performing if I went there. So literally within a few days of hearing about it, I was in contact with the managers over there, and I was signing a contract, and I moved 3,000 miles away from my home. Now that's a big step. That's something I really had to just hold my breath and leap. But it doesn't always have to be a big step, and just be small steps. Any little small step you take towards your goals is going to make you feel so much better. It's going to give you a much more positive mindset, no matter how small the step is, because you feel that bit of satisfaction that you're moving towards your goals. So the biggest piece of advice I can give anyone who really wants to do something with their lives is don't overcomplicate it. Think of the most minuscule thing you can do right here, right now, today, and do it, and then build on that. And it's okay if you find that when you're pursuing this thing, maybe you lose interest. If you lose interest, move on. It's okay. It's all about finding what it is we want most in our lives, because we shouldn't live on this earth without doing what absolutely makes us happy. It's a crime to waste our lives away like that. So don't worry about, what's going to be coming at you down the line. Take that on when it comes. But worry about the here and now, and start taking little steps towards accomplishing what you want. That's what I try and do every day in my life. That's what I'm constantly trying to tell people, is that it doesn't take this grand scheme, this grand plan. All it takes is one little move, the tiniest move, and you're going to start feeling better about yourself. You're going to feel yourself in a more positive mindset, more driven mindset. Even if you work a 9-to-5 job that you hate going to every day, come home and do something that you truly enjoy to keep that positive and active mindset going. It's all about keeping yourself driven and motivated, which is exactly why I started this channel, is to help people get to that place. So really take that with you today. Don't overcomplicate. Don't overthink. Just do. Think of the smallest thing, or it can be a big thing if you're feeling ambitious, but just do. Just move forward with it.
Move. You can move that way or you can move that way, but you got to move.
Well, that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for joining me on another episode of Motivate with Thomas, and I will see you guys next time.